It's Alizah with Morah Sheli Village, and I'm shooting this video today to introduce you to two new products in my shop. You're in for a treat. Okay, so the first one is called Hebraic Harvest Seasons. You can go to my blog, morahsheli.com, click on shop, and since it's so new, it's on the first page. Okay, this printable is going to be printed on 11 by 14 page. We had a lot of fun with this. So if you don't know, I've been sharing on Facebook that we have been reading through the book of Deuteronomy as we finish our last book in the Torah before we move on to our history books. And so I've had to create lots of things for the children in order to just, engage their learning and help them understand, what's going on in the scriptures. Okay, so in Hebraic Harvest Seasons, students are introduced to 7 main crops that the Most High promised the Israelites. Okay, and they are also going to understand when they are harvested and pair them with biblical feast. Now, this is important, especially if you're reading through Deuteronomy. I'm going to read Deuteronomy 8 through 9. So at this point, they are getting prepared to go into the promised land, but they still have a little while to go. And so the Most High is kind of through Moses telling them things that they can expect, things they need to do to prepare, etc. So in Deuteronomy 8, starting with verse 8, and I'm going to read 8 and 9. It says that it is a land, talking about the promised land, of wheat and barley, of grapes and figs, of pomegranates and olives and honey. It is a land where food is plentiful and nothing is lacking. And I stopped in the A part of verse 9. And so I really wanted my students to get a hold of those 7 crops. 7 is a very important number in the scriptures. And so we talked a little bit about that, but I wanted them to understand these 7 foods. Okay, and for the most part, they do grow over here in the States. We do see them at least. You might have to be intentional about figs, but they are here. I was able to do a lesson where I had wheat seeds and barley seeds because I did the lesson in the fall and it's not harvested now. But I also had my pomegranates, I had my honey, I had my olives, I had my figs, and I had my grapes. So they could actually physically see these foods, and most of them they were familiar with, right? So what you're going to do in Hebraic Harvest Seasons is the children are going to see all of those foods, the picture for each one, and then they're going to write in, when is this food harvested? Is it attached to a biblical feast? Okay, and then there's even a space for them to write a biblical reference if they want to, and there's even a space for them to write the Gregorian month that fits with the biblical month, right? So whatever calendar you keep, whichever month or day you observe, you'll be able to do that for your students. I wrote it very generically. All right, that is in the shop for $4, and it does come with an answer key or a guide to help you as an educator. The second newbie in the shop is Sustenance in the Promised Land, Sustenance in the Promised Land. Now, both of these printables pair with each other, but you can definitely use them independently if you want. This is going to be a biblical scavenger hunt through selected passages where students figure out which season the story is told in based upon the harvest. For example, I believe Judges 15:1, it starts off saying during the wheat season. It might be barley. I'm forgetting which one, but I do know that it's in the spring. And so the children are able to see the fruit or see the crop. In this case, I believe it's wheat, and go, oh, that's happening in the spring. And so they will assign spring to that story because of the crop. And I have went ahead, and you have all 7 pictures again. I have lettered them in the Hebrew letters. So let's say wheat is olive, or they'll be able to put their olive in order to match it. Okay, and you don't need to know any Hebrew in order to do it. I give you an answer key if you need it in order to get to the lesson. Okay, so both are available on my blog, morahsheli.com. Click shop and you'll be able to see them. You can also use the search tool to just type in Hebraic Harvest Seasons or to type in Sustenance in the Promised Land. And then I'll also have some links loaded here for you so that you can just see them if you want to copy down the URL and go to it directly. And I'll also put the links in the description box for you to copy and paste that if you want to do that as well. All right, I hope that helps. Until next time, shalom.